Welcome back to the Senior Week edition of the Burial Ground. My name is Jack Franzino, and I'm here with my co-host Clyde Anderson, as always, and we can get right to it. There has been so much going on in wrestling lately, and really, since the last time we were on the air especially, there's been plenty of premium live events, including the one that happened just last night, Backlash, of course. But first, let's touch on the show that kind of preceded that, WrestleMania. So, what do you think about it?
WrestleMania was amazing. We had Roman Reigns retain his World Heavyweight Championship against Cody Rhodes.
Oh, yeah. Controversial decision for sure.
We had Bianca going 3-0 at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
We had Austin Theory defeating John Cena so quickly.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. We'll talk a little bit more about the Roman stuff now, but let's talk about the Theory's John Cena match first, because I don't know about you, but like in my childhood, I grew up and I saw John Cena kick out of finisher after finisher after finisher nearly every match that he's ever been in. And then at WrestleMania, that wasn't the case. What did you think about that?
Timing. Him being away from wrestling for a good like 4 months. His last match was December 30th on SmackDown, where he defeated Roman and Sami Zayn, and him having that match against Austin Theory and reluctantly having that match. I don't think he prepared for the match. I think he's so focused on Hollywood than the match in general.
Yeah, his cardio could have been off.
I think Austin Theory was right about everything he said about John Cena.
Clearly. And I mean, I guess it wasn't so bad just because I thought it was a good start to WrestleMania as night one. Like, it was a good way to really set the pace going and, like, let the audience know, like, maybe sometimes, just sometimes, a finisher will matter and, like, it'll be the actual end of the match.
Correct.
But other than that, let's go from the U.S. title to the Intercontinental title, because I think one of the highlights of that weekend was definitely Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus versus the Intercontinental Champion, Gunther.
Yeah, that match was, like, amazing. It's one of the best matches of night one, correct?
Yeah, I believe it was night one, yeah.
It was a 5-star match. It was a hard-hitting fight. The right guy won. Gunther won.
Yeah.
I thought Drew was going to turn on Sheamus, but it didn't happen. So I'm guessing now with the draft, and I don't think Drew even got drafted. I think due to his contract. So
no, I believe Drew's a member of Raw.
Is he?
Yeah, I think so, definitely.
Oh.
But yeah, I know there is some rumors right now about if his contract is expiring within the year or so. There might be rumors there are rumors that he's going to leave the company, which, as the former chosen one, and even though he did get his world title, he didn't really get it in front of an audience.
He got it in front of a fan of 0.
Yep. Yeah, like, it's awful for him. Like, after being chosen like nearly a decade ago or whatever it was at this point, he finally got his run, and he was doing great. And really, like, he's always been one of the most legit competitors that they've had for a while now. His intensity in the ring is unmatched, potentially. Like, I think he's got a lot of potential, and I would hate to see him go so quickly. Like, they haven't really given him his actual main event push just yet.
Not yet. So what do you think about the night one main event, which was the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens?
Oh, yeah.
And then coming back together to defeat the longest reigning WWE Tag Team Champions
They got that booked perfectly, in my opinion. Like, that tag team main event, first of all, just the fact that a tag team match main evented WrestleMania is just like, the first time ever I was...
Actually, no, second time ever, because WrestleMania 1.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah, yes.
And Piper and
yeah, but this was like the first time the Tag Team Championship main evented WrestleMania, and like they had an actual storyline going throughout like the entire year. Of course, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, their frenemy relationship, exactly what I was going for. Yeah, like that relationship has been one of the most compelling things going in WWE for years, literally. And then
7 years.
Yeah, and then like the Bloodline, or Sami Zayn's introduction to the Bloodline, and like everything about him just joining the Bloodline and then eventually getting
stripes. And low-key Sammy Uso. They never officially named him Sammy Uso, but
they called him it here and there.
He created the Usi slogan,
which
trended worldwide.
Yeah, and it didn't end up being a very Usi WrestleMania for the Usos.
or a Usi Royal Rumble.
Oh, yeah, that is for sure. But yeah, that tag team main event was definitely a huge highlight of mine. Like, just, I love how they implemented everything else going on, and then like all the outside interference ended up, or like for the tag team match itself, it wasn't really so much outside interference. It was more just like actually in the ring, and the right people actually won, and it kind of made people think that Cody was going to win. going into night two's main event, but WrestleMania showed that WWE had different plans, which I think you might be in agreement with me, correct me if I'm wrong, but we were in the minority opinion when we both actually thought that Roman Reigns should beat Cody Rhodes, correct?
Yeah, correct. I predicted this on my podcast. I'm like, yeah, I think if Sammy and Kevin win, Roman's winning, and that wind up being true for both main events. Roman being the first wrestler ever to go to 3 straight WrestleMania as the Universal Champion and defend the title and walk out as champion. Never has been done. Not Hogan, not Austin, not Hunter, not Cena, not even Rock. Rock he walked in twice at WrestleMania with titles, but he never walked out.
Yeah, they're really showing how great Roman has been. Pushing him as one of the top competitors, not of this generation, but of any generation.
So, like, with this going on, Roman going to WrestleMania 40, that's
hey,
right.
Well, we'll see. We'll talk a lot more about Roman Reigns and the Bloodline once we get back from the break. Stay right with us. Thank you.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30.
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close up with that one.
Matthew,
Podcast news.
look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Welcome back to the Burial Ground. So all these stories going on in wrestling, no doubt. The main storyline right now is the Bloodline. Where do you think the Bloodline in its 3-year arc is going as of right now?
You know, that is the question on everybody's mind. During that tag team match, the Bloodline versus Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Backlash, and Matt Riddle. During that match, we saw so much dissension being hinted at, and like in the Bloodline, like there was a lot of cracks being shown, and like because of that, I'm very interested to see what's going on SmackDown right now, because we saw Jimmy Uso kicked Jey Uso. He super kicked him in the face by accident during the actual tag team match. Then Solo and Jey were tagging each other in and out, and then eventually they were getting to the blows to the point where Solo was showing that thumb going for that Samoan spike. Yeah. And yeah, like with all of that in mind, I don't see a way where the Bloodline, like they won the match though, which makes me think like maybe there is some more hope for the Bloodline. They could drag it out a few more months or whatever and try to patch things up a little bit. But
where do you think the cracks going to come into it? Do you think SummerSlam, Night of Champions, Money in the Bank?
Night of Champions is coming up really soon.
That's Roman's 1,000th day as Universal Champion.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That is a perfect time, I think, for the Bloodline to crumble.
And around that same time should be Roman's surpassing Punk's longest reign as WWE Champion, which was in like 2011 to 2013. So he'll be the longest WWE Champion as well in the modern era.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, that makes sense, because like he had the Universal
during
title
the WrestleMania era. Yeah.
But yeah, that WWE title reign is about to get surpassed too. Gosh, how
I
did the time
hate it
fly?
because I love Punk and,
course,
and
you're
I don't
your
want
favorite
434, 435 to surpass, but Roman's champion. I can't control that.
Yeah, look, records were meant to be broken in the first place, but sticking back to the bloodline and like what I think is going to go on with the bloodline, truth is, the bloodline is still as strong as ever to a certain extent just because they have Solo and everything. Like the way that they booked Solo throughout his entire run, like he gets the win at Backlash and he's just constantly, like he's been pinned, what, like once?
Just once
after
by Cody.
Yeah, like I still think that Solo, without a doubt, is going to stick with Roman for like the entire build past SummerSlam going into WrestleMania 40.
I think Solo is like Roman's now new right hand man. It's not Jey Uso anymore.
But do you think that this could end up leading? Because you saw, actually, it was very interesting to me. Jey Uso and Solo, when they were having that banter back and forth, Jey was saying like, "I'm your brother, not him," which is like he was talking about Roman there, but he's putting Solo against Roman. I don't think Roman's gonna like that very much.
Of course not, man. He's the tribal chief. He's the head of the table, #1.
Yeah, and like because of that, like I want to see Roman like really get angry at the Usos and like maybe literally ban him from the Island of Relevancy or whatever. Like ban them both. Like I want to see that. Like the bloodline has been going great right now. But I need the Usos to get kicked out, and like I think I could see a way where they could get kicked out for a few weeks, a few months even, and then maybe by SummerSlam or so they'll end up joining or trying to like regain the Tribal Chief's trust.
Correct.
Like I think that is a very interesting way for them to go.
Do you think Jey Uso will turn again on Roman?
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't hate it. I really would not hate that idea. I don't know if it's going to happen. I feel like he's going to still try to get on his good side as much as possible.
Nah, I think Jay's going to hit Roman. So sooner or later, he's going to get so upset, he's going to turn on Roman.
Is Jimmy going to go with Jay then, or would Jimmy then like stick with
I think he'll stick with his
Roman,
brother.
Or he's going to stick with Roman or his brother?
I think he'll stick with his brother. He'll see. Because, like, remember, Jimmy Uso kind of helped save Jay from getting destroyed at the Hell in a Cell match in 2021, I think it was.
Of his title reign back then. But we have never seen Jimmy fight Roman, I don't think, ever.
Nah, never.
Never for the title, at least, of course. But I think that if they're going to have one of the Usos potentially challenge him, I would like Jimmy to maybe get that rub. Although Jay has been very great. Like,
correct.
He's
proven himself.
Out.
I ain't gonna hold you. I think he'll be like, in my opinion, top 10 singles wrestler of all time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when we get back, we will return and go over the thoughts on the mid-card. What you think?
All these lesser storylines.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we're going at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Matt, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a closer with that one.
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Up by throwing up. Look at all this. DiCarlo on the rebound. Alex DiCarlo.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
Yes, we
all this talk about the main event, let's give the mid-card a little bit of a spotlight. So what are your favorite storylines going on right now?
Right now, Rhea Ripley. She is the current SmackDown Women's Champion, which is now drafted to Raw.
Of course, because why would WWE just draft the correct champions for the brand to the correct
just
brand?
never get this right. But her match at Backlash against Zelina Vega was like amazing. From what I've heard from you, I didn't get to watch it. I heard like bits and pieces of the entrance. I heard the crowd was hot for her. The crowd was hot for the match. What are your thoughts since you watched the match?
Yeah, it was a very fun match. I honestly wish they could have given Zelina a little bit more offense in. Like, it was a pretty dominant showing for Rhea Ripley, although Zelina was getting her offense here and there. She had her big moves or whatever. I think the main part about that was just seeing the crowd and how much they were behind Zelina Vega. This was the first time she was ever able to perform in front of a lot of her relatives, with her being from Puerto Rico or having Puerto Rican descent. And like it really showed like the emotion was pouring out of her before the match even started.
Correct.
And
what do you think about her outfit, real quick?
Oh yeah, that was perfect. The flag, the Puerto Rican flag, that was absolutely a magnificent touch, chef's kiss. But yeah, like I think the match itself really established Rhea as like they were really pushing her as the next big thing, because I think right now both women's champions look extremely strong. Bianca's held the title since.
Oh my God! Like last year WrestleMania was the one she used. Yeah, I think right now she had 400 days.
Yeah, 400
So surpassed Becky Lynch's longest reign. So and she's undefeated at WrestleMania. But what you think about Carlito and interfering with this Bad Bunny and Damian Priest match?
Yeah, that was probably my moment of the night. Personally, I was so hyped and excited. I was a little busy that night. There was a few things going on in my apartment or whatever. So like I paused the match like during the match actually, like right before Carlito showed up. So like I went back to it like hours later, and then like immediately Carlito shows up, and like you hear that I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool, and that was the most I've ever popped for like by myself almost.
Oh my God!
It was the greatest sight ever. Carlito has always been one of the most entertaining people, going all the way back to his feud with John Cena and like his Intercontinental title reign back in the day, and just
the United States title.
Or
Cena
was the U.S. title.
Yeah, it was a U.S. title, but
I think he's had both.
Who, Cena? Nah,
Carlito.
Cena, he had both, but Cena only had the U.S. title. He never
I was
held
talking
the.
about Carlito. Either way, though. I digress. That Carlito showing up again for the LWO was just icing on the cake. That match was, I think, the pacing of it was perfect. We got a whole like 15 or so minute street fight, just Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest one-on-one, which I thought they were going to have the interference a little bit earlier, but Bad Bunny really showed himself to be very capable in the ring. And
do you think he's the greatest celebrity wrestler of all time?
He could be, like, especially because I think he has a lot more to give to this business. Like
he has.
Yeah, his storylines are far from over, and the aggression that he was showing, like I'm thinking back right now to like when Damian Priest was at the ring post, and then Bad Bunny, Damian Priest was like begging for him to stop or whatever, and Bad Bunny would not stop. He was showing so much aggression. It made me think like, maybe he has a heel run in him.
But this dude just came from Coachella, and then he hosted the Met Gala, or he did 2 nights of Coachella, I'm sorry, and he was just at the Met Gala this week.
Yeah, he's doing everything, and just showing up and breaking people through tables and getting put through tables as well.
What do you think about Gunther being on Raw?
I think it was the right move. He's dominated SmackDown, and yes, they did just have a draft, so the rosters are going to be different regardless. But there is still a lot of fresh rivalries that is for him on Monday Night Raw, and also just him being in the Imperium faction. I think there's a lot of storytelling that they could do, and having a 3-hour show is going to help them with that a little bit more, to give them a little bit more spotlight.
Correct.
Because Gunther right now, I think, is one of the most legit competitors on the roster. I was saying this, I remember on this show actually, well before he even won the IC title, about how much I liked him and how much I thought that he had a lot of potential to go into the main event scene. And
he has proven himself. So look at the Royal Rumble showing and what he did at WrestleMania. And within the last 6 months, this dude had 2 5-star matches rated by Dave Meltzer. Like, it's very hard for him to give 5 stars to one particular wrestler within a year's time.
Yeah, Dave Meltzer does not give those ratings to WWE superstars ever. Like that is reserved for for
the wrestling when they get like 7,000 stars.
Yeah,
Like,
that
what?
is reserved for the Tokyo Dome and the Tokyo Dome only.
But what do you think about the women's tag team titles? Not much.
Well, about that, the women's tag team champions are currently Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Like this is the problem with the women's tag teams or the tag team titles. The problem is they don't have any stories going for them, like at all. Like they've just kind of been creating random teams here and there, and some teams are sticking, some teams not so much. I feel like they would have been much better off if Damage Control just like held control of the tag division at the very least and like made their name mean something a little bit more.
But they took more L's than wins. Damage Control.
Yeah, they've been kind of a joke. And Io Sky, just to give her a quick shout out, she had a fantastic match against Bianca at Backlash. Like she really has been killing it in the ring for a very long time now, and like that moonsault of hers is one of the best in the business without a doubt. And I just think that for the women's tag team titles, Liv and Raquel are two really great wrestlers, so I could see them really having a good run if they give them enough time and like they give them some good matches and everything.
Correct.
But yeah, it's just kind of been mediocre.
One question: do you think the WWE should have a main card title for the ladies?
Yes, absolutely. That is something that they need to do. There is no reason at this point where they still don't have it. Like,
They should bring back the European title. Like, why not?
Yeah, like they got plenty of time. Like, might as well. But I think the issue with bringing back the European title is they have a lot of men's single titles all across the brand.
Correct.
Having a women's mid-card title is, I think, going to really set them apart a little bit, and I think it could really be beneficial, or like can really help the rest of the women's roster get themselves some more single spotlight outside of just the main women's title, because you're not going to always be that main women's champion.
Correct.
But there are a lot of people that might benefit from a little bit more story time or screen time, and having a mid-card title in the women's division will 1,000% help them out for that.
So when we come back, we'll talk about the WWE World Heavyweight Championship and who we think is going to be its first champion since 2013.
Yeah.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarl told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen and briefly
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up with that one.
Matthew, news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back. So, who do you think is going to win the new World Heavyweight Championship?
Seth freaking Rollins. Who else?
Yeah, who else? I should have known. Why would I ask?
Let's bring back Monday Night Rollins from 2018, 2019.
Hey.
That's what we need right now. Seth has been a centerpiece in WWE, the company for the last, 12 years now? This is 2013. Well, yeah. for the last 12 years. He hasn't been champion since 2019. I think it is right for him to be the new world heavyweight champion and to make that belt mean something again. It doesn't dilute from what Roman has done the last 1,000 days. Amazing. I couldn't ask for a better champion than Roman Reigns, but he has a strap hold on those 2 world titles, and we do need a traveling world champion. That's going to be on Monday Night Raw, and Seth Rollins is that guy.
Yeah, like I've heard the internet, some of them are complaining like this is demeaning or like this is diminishing Roman's title. I completely agree. This is only helping WWE establish themselves and establish their stars as just better main event talent. And yeah, Seth Rollins is a guy that's been there, done that, but he is a guy that has clearly been positioned as one of their top guys throughout this entire year or so of storytelling, and of course going back well before that, like even
during
ever
the
since he left the
pandemic
Shield
era, he was like the Messiah, and now he's what's his version now? Right now, this funny gimmick,
he's just a Joker laughing dude. I don't know if there's a specific name for this version of himself, but he's been going and just being one of the most entertaining guys on the roster forever now. His match against Omos at Backlash, I think, was actually really good. I thought, like, for Omos, like, I myself am somewhat of an Homo sapien. Like, I do like Omos as what he brings to the company. That giant heel, like, you need a character like that is going to be like that the Goliath-esque figure.
Correct.
But Seth Rollins really had a good match with him, and I have no problem with him winning the title, but I just think that the right guy to win it is Finn Balor, because going back, he was the first ever Universal Champion, but of course he got injured by Seth Rollins during that match when he got powerbombed into the ring apron.
Why would they rerun that match back?
I would love it, but they can't because they're somehow... I don't like that they decided that we need a champion to represent both shows or whatever. Roman's not even on SmackDown, I guess, which is why they put wrestlers from SmackDown into this tournament, I guess. But I just think it was going to be, like, everyone thought it was going to be the championship for Raw. And, like, there's no reason that it's not just Raw superstars fighting for this, because I don't think anyone's expecting anyone from SmackDown to win it in the first place. But, yeah, I just want to see Raw with Finn Balor and the Judgment Day reigning supreme and just getting that Universal Championship reign that we never got to see, because he is clearly a very talented wrestler, but there's not that much time left on the show, unfortunately.
Of course not.
But,
what did you say? Want to say your things?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I would, of course, first of all, from the bottom of my heart, and of course from Clyde's as well, we would both like to thank WTOP, every single member that's ever been a part of the crew, and just everyone that's worked on this show, helped us out, and has really just made this experience probably my favorite from all of Oswego, potentially. Like, it's been a pleasure in, like, the small amount of time that we have been able to work on this show. I really have enjoyed every single second of it, and wish that there could have been even more episodes of The Burial Ground, of course. We didn't get to do nearly as much as I would have expected or hoped to do at the beginning of the show, but at the end of the day, I think it was very successful nonetheless. And yeah,
it's my pleasure and honor for you to ask me my first day at SUNY Oswego, and I denied you
a few times.
And I had to check myself. I'm like, this is my time to enjoy myself here, and you open up a door for me to talk about something I love, and I'm forever thankful for you, and thankful for WTOP, thank you for SUNY Oswego, thank you for my church, my girlfriend Shanice, my mom, my dad. I thank everybody for this opportunity. It allows me to get out my shell.
Yeah, like, this is an opportunity to express our inner child and just some of the greatest storytelling that we never really get to talk about so much. And like a storyline, or just a platform like this, can't ask for anything else. Thank you so much for watching any of the times. Have a great life. See you around.